Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, so I saw this recent video here by Rector, and he's actually responding to a video done by a guy called LewLew, and he's basically talking about XRP going to $25,000 overnight. And so I'm kind of doing a response here, but he's saying a lot of things that I really wanted to add my own little 2 cents into here. And so it's something that I've been discussing on my channel ever since I first started it. And this is one of the many battles that I've been facing. So I have to say, I'm going to give Zach some props here, because the way he's addressed this really well. And he's come with a very level-headed response. He really has refrained from, just doing hype. He really has tried to break it down in a very realistic way. So I definitely respect that. And there's just some little things I want to add on to this, okay? So I've got some bullet points of the video that I'm just going to break down and just basically expand upon in regards to what Zach was saying, and as to why this $25,000 thing overnight, no guys, it's not going to happen. Zach's kind of said it not so much in those words, because I think he's just trying to be a bit respectful. For me, I just want to make sure that my audience understand what's realistic and what isn't. So I'm just going to kind of just say outright, this isn't realistic, okay? So let's just get into what the guy's saying. So LewLew is talking, and he's basically saying the first mistake he makes is he confuses market cap with liquidity value, right? And Zach does call that out straight away, and he's absolutely right to do that. Market cap doesn't necessarily equal liquidity value. So when you're talking about market cap, you're not necessarily saying that that's what's actually available liquid, right? So as soon as he said that, I'm a bit like, okay, alarm bells ringing here. It doesn't seem like he fully understands exactly what he's even getting into at the moment, right? And he's basically saying how Ripple would be talking to banks and they would be wanting to obviously utilize XRP, but they'd be saying, well, the market cap's small and it's very volatile right now, that kind of thing. And he was basically saying how Ripple would be talking about setting the price so that the price wouldn't be volatile anymore, right? And so, look, let's get into the whole thing about this whole setting the price. I've already addressed this really recently, but the thing about this whole setting the price, first and foremost, if you're getting into them kind of conversations, you're basically saying XRP is centralized, because you're saying that Ripple have the power to just set the price. So already when you get into that kind of conversation, I'm already like, this isn't going to work, guys. It's not. XRP is a decentralized cryptocurrency. Just because Ripple have a majority holding of the crypto coin doesn't mean that they have majority power, right? There's a very big difference. And this is what a lot of people do get confused when they say XRP is centralized. No, XRP is decentralized. There's just one company who happen to have a majority holding of the decentralized cryptocurrency, right? So straight away, when I get to this whole thing about the way he's trying to put forward his argument as to why this would happen, I'm straight away just like, no, I'm shooting it down from the get-go. Like, this isn't realistic. That wouldn't work, right? And let's just get into this like properly, right? Like, because this is the thing, right? You've got these people who sell this kind of theory, right, in terms of XRP. This is my thing. They're saying, okay, well, we'll set the price to make it stable, so the banks, will be more appealed to want to jump in and use XRP. If they can set the price, right, and you go with this whole theory of, oh, it wasn't meant for retail, you guys are not supposed to hold XRP, right? That kind of theory. If they can set the price, what sense does it make to wait to set the price? Right? Like, think about it like this. If you're Ripple, right, and you hold XRP and you can set the price, right? You can do that if you want. You had the power to do this hypothetically, right? Why would you wait for all these retail holders to be able to get involved and buy it, trade it, whatever, hold it? Would you not just think, okay, we now have our coin. We know that it's great for payments. Let's set the price high. That means that retail can't keep buying in, right? They're not going to be able to get high amounts of it, so they're priced out, so we haven't got to worry about retail. It's already high, so we haven't got to try and incentivize banks, because we can already show them, hey, look, we've set the price, here you go. It's set, so it's already at high value. So now try using it with the high value, try and move your trillions, and you'll see how great it is.
Why wouldn't they have just done that from the beginning? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, they talk about this whole, like, flip the switch moment. Why would you be holding all this back and allowing all these retail speculators to keep getting involved? It doesn't make sense whatsoever, because every day that passes by, there's YouTubers going out and they're selling these kind of ideas, right? XRP going to $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, etc., etc. Right? So every day is a new opportunity for someone to learn about XRP and get involved in XRP. So if we're going on this whole mantra of, oh, well, it's not meant for retail, they're not supposed to be involved. Well, every day that this price stays the way it is a new day for someone to get involved and get into XRP. So if it really wasn't meant for retail, I would think that the way that they're going about it is completely wrong, right? So already when I see that kind of argument and these kind of theories, I'm just like, none of this really adds up, and it contradicts itself, right? It really contradicts itself. So this kind of thing, I just don't see it, guys. I really just don't see it. Now, I will never try and be like a know-it-all, so I'm never just going to say I am 100% right. I accept that, hey, maybe I could be wrong, right? I'm definitely open to accepting that. I'm definitely open to accepting that I could be wrong. But whenever I do these kind of videos and people, you know, they come at me in the comments and stuff like that, they never put forward a plausible argument, to be honest. And every time I respond back and give them an answer to debunk whatever they're saying, they never reply, because they've never got an answer, right? Like, I'll come back and I'll basically debate whatever it is they're saying, and they can never counter my argument. And so I'm definitely an open book if you can give me more theories as to why this is plausible, but I'm yet to see or hear a plausible argument. I really am. So, one of the things that Zach Rector said in regards to this as well, like, he was saying, you know, when it comes to trying to sell something like XRP to banks to utilize the crypto, you know, you have to sell predictability to secure partnerships. I do actually agree with that. I agree with Zach there. Like, they're going to want to know roughly what they're dealing with, right? Even if it's not exact, but they want to have a rough estimate of what they're dealing with. And this is why you can go back in time, and there are banks who've said when they was looking at using XRP, they liked it, but they said it's too volatile, right? And that again shows you why they can't just set the price. Because surely when the banks had said that, they'd have just been like, oh, okay, no problem. Well, we'll just set the price higher so now you can use it, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, another thing that he mentioned was, like, he was talking about banks buying in. He was basically saying that Ripple don't want all the banks buying bit by bit, because it's going to slowly raise up the price, and then the other banks who get involved later on, well, for them, it's going to be a much higher price. So he's basically saying that they're all going to wait until a set time and then they all buy in, which would obviously be that technically like a flip the switch kind of theory, right? Again, this doesn't really make sense, because we already know that Ripple have like hundreds of partnerships, right? So they've already been buying in. So what about all these partnerships that are using XRP, right? They're using XRP right now. They've brought in. So why do you think they would then go to other banks and say, no, you can't buy in, and get everybody to wait for this set date? No, they're making partnerships as they go along, and they're starting to use XRP as and when, right? That's not how this is going to work. They're not going to do that, right? And this is what I'm saying to you guys before. I'm not saying that XRP is not going to be a high price. I'm just saying that it's not going to be set at a high price. I'm saying it's Ripple's job now to add value to XRP to get it to a price that makes it less volatile, and so that banks are enticed to want to use it, right? It's not that all the banks want to use it and then they're just going to set the price. No, it's not that way. It's Ripple have got to get the price high to incentivize the banks to want to use it. That's their job, right? To sell XRP, to sell it to the banks to use it. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, another thing that he mentioned was in regards to, he slightly just quickly said, oh, you know, they've already said that XRP has to be $10,000 to work, right? We've really got to get away from that thought process, because I think people are really mixing up words when they say this kind of stuff. No one said XRP has to be $10,000. Now, it can be that XRP will run its most efficient at $10,000, but it doesn't have to be $10,000. People can use XRP right now. banks are using XRP right now. They have partnerships that are currently ongoing. So it doesn't have to be $10,000 to work. No, it doesn't. And the reason why I'm making these differences here, because you might think these are subtle differences, but no, because at the end of the day, this is the difference of saying why XRP would be a set price and why it wouldn't be a set price. If you're saying it has to be $10,000, that makes it sound like $10,000 is a guarantee, because you're saying it has to be that price. So they will have to get it to that price at some point. That's not the case. Now, maybe David Schwartz in his mind thinks, okay, if we can get XRP to $10,000 a coin, that's when it's going to be at its most efficient. I'm not saying that's what he said. I'm just saying maybe that's what he's theorizing in his own mind. Now, okay, then again, it's up to Ripple to try and get the price up to that level, right? But there's no guarantees that that's going to happen, right? And the other thing about that is there's no guarantees in terms of time frame. And that's why, again, I'm trying to combat this whole like flip the switch kind of talk, because I do not believe that it's just going to jump up to $25,000 overnight. That's just not going to happen in my opinion. And that's why I'm trying to clarify these kind of things for you guys who are watching, because you guys have got your heart set on this kind of stuff. And I'm just trying to let you know. And Zach is actually doing this as well right now. Like, I have to give Zach again props, because he didn't just kind of jump on the hype train here and go along with it. He really did give some valid arguments as to why some of this, is not likely. And I've been saying this from the beginning of my channel. I get a lot of slack on my channel because of me doing this type of content. And it's not that I am against XRP, because I hold XRP. I just want you guys as holders to understand the reality of the situation, so you're not waiting for something that possibly may never happen, right? So I'm just trying to give you the realistic outlook here, so you guys are as prepared as possible, right? Okay, so another thing that Zach Rector just talked about was in regards to like saying, again, he said it's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. Like, he said that there was some guy who was talking about tokenization, and he said it's going to take another decade to tokenize like 10 to 50% of all the financial assets in the world. Another decade, guys. So this is why I'm saying to you, don't just keep thinking about these $10,000, because even if that is going to happen, that could take many, 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 many years from now to actually come to fruition. This whole flip the switch thing is not accurate. It's not, right? And Zach also mentioned that he doesn't think that XRP is going to go to $589 in the next 2 years, or in the next bull run, he's saying. 589, obviously that's a number that gets used a lot in the XRP community. I'm assuming he's just using that for, XRP reference, because the community understand all that kind of talk. But this is, again, when I come back to the point that I'm always trying to make and hit home with this, right? XRP, let's just say XRP goes to, let's just say $20 or $50, right? You can make life-changing wealth with that kind of money, right? Like, I get that you want to have this whole 25,000 and be like a multi-millionaire or a trillionaire or that kind of thing. But guys, like, just look at it from a realistic perspective. If you think about it from a more realistic point of view, right? And you just look at the price now and think, okay, the price is like 50 cent kind of range right now, that kind of thing. Let's say it's going to go up to like $50 or $20, etc. And again, I don't know this for sure myself. I'm speculating like everyone else. You can think, okay, well, how much XRP can I buy right now that could make me a millionaire? Like, how much, if I could just dollar cost average each month, can I afford to just try and get me to a point where even if it gets to like $50 or whatever, I can still make a life-changing amount of money, right? People are just obsessed with the high figures, right? And it sounds great. It does, right? It sounds sexy. $25,000. Like, oh yeah, like, it sounds good, but it's just not realistic. Not right now. Not right now, guys. So, if you guys are willing to wait for the long haul to see if that can happen, cool. But I already see how people are right now in a bear market, and people are like, oh, XRP is not doing great, and, oh, I've had enough of this, and blah, blah. And this has been what, maybe 2 years, 3 years maybe, that we've been in a bear market. So, are you guys maybe ready to wait another like 10 years, maybe, to see this happen? Because if you are, cool. There's still no guarantees, but maybe it's going to be a bit more realistic in that sense if you're willing to wait that long. But that's what I'm saying. Just be prepared, guys. That's all I'm saying. Because those kind of numbers that you're hearing and these people saying stuff like this, like overnight, I feel like it's a little bit dangerous, right? Because it's getting people's hopes up and expectations for something that I just personally don't think is going to happen like that. So I say this not because I hate XRP. I'm an XRP holder. I love XRP and I truly believe XRP is going to do well. I do this for you guys watching who are trying to get as much information about XRP as possible, because I want you guys to have realistic expectations so you make the most of this opportunity. Because make no mistake, XRP is an amazing opportunity. So I just don't want you guys to mess it up. That's all this is. Okay? But what do you guys think? Zach Rector's response to XRP and my response. Do you agree with us overall? Because we're pretty much on the same page here. Do you agree that you don't think that this kind of price is going to happen overnight or anytime soon? Or do you not agree with us? Do you actually think there's enough valid arguments here to actually say as to why XRP will go to $25,000 overnight? Do you actually have some theories yourself that you can add into the equation that you think can add to this conversation as to why you think $25,000 is actually plausible overnight? If you have, feel free to drop them down in the comments, because I am an open book. As I say, I am definitely willing to listen. I will not just ignore you. So if you've got a valid reason, put it in the comments below. So let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.